So finishing week 13, starting week 14 in quarantine. Um, Good and bad days, like I suspect everybody else. This week, obviously, lots of things to think about, um, and having those uncomfortable conversations with people, especially around social injustice. For me, one of the other issues that came up is, of course, changing the culture relative to that, but also in the first responder community. You know, I've been talking to a lot of colleagues and a lot of people in the field, and really talking about this whole thing about being a hero. Um, and I understand it's an archetype as a psychologist. The hero archetype is pretty prevalent amongst healthcare and first responder people. Um, but with that archetype or with that label comes a whole lot of burdens, because being a hero is somehow like being superhuman. And so you have this expectation to live up to, and then suddenly you find out that you're human. And so we cause more distress for ourselves when we figure out that we're just human. And the science really demonstrates that literally after every pandemic, from SARS to Ebola, healthcare workers that were involved with those pandemics had significant increases in PTSD, in anxiety and depression, compassion fatigue. And so we're going to see this here in our country and probably around the world, that we need to change that culture too. And all the barriers that go into providing mental health services to healthcare workers, to first responders. We also need to look, and this is going to be a difficult conversation, but looking at the transgenerational effects of trauma amongst the Black community in particular, but in any marginalized group in this country where trauma has impacted them generationally. And that is something we're going to have to look at too. The other part of that is then looking at the first responder and healthcare community, and the kinds of things, the kinds of policies, attitudes, and the like that are barriers to wellness amongst the people that want to be of service. So that's what I've been thinking about. I don't have the answers, but I think it's part of the conversation we need to have. So something to think about. You can comment or talk amongst yourselves. Anyway, we will see you next week when we'll begin week 15. Take care.